My mom, you don't have anyone, my mom, they get along.
You don't even need me. Everyone's having a good time without me. All right, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it very much. Great turnout. I was a little nervous about using this room, and obviously we just made it. Our location at the Banner Estrella is a lot bigger because we have a nice conference room and it's nice and spacious. We just don't have any other room out here, but I know you guys live out here. And I'm sure you don't mind if you don't have to drive very far. We'd have it outside actually. We have plenty of room out there, sit out there. But thank you very much. So what we're going to do today, we'll be here about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. How these go. I always like to get a raise of hands, a show of hands to see who's never come to a group. So I kind of have how many people in the room. Keep your hands up just so I can see you.
I've been to one.
Okay, about I would say a good half of you have never been to one. Okay, so that, if you've all been there, I won't waste my time explaining what we do. But since half the group hasn't, every month we try to do something a little different, so that when you come every month, you're not repeating the same thing over and over again. This month I wanted to talk about goal setting, which we're going to do in a few minutes. But what we'd like to do is go around the room too and get to know each other, and everybody loves to hear everybody else's story, and not to compare yourself, that's not the purpose, but just to see kind of how everybody else is doing, because you see everybody on Facebook, but being in person is really cool, and that's why I'm so glad we had a good turnout. The only thing is we can be here literally for 4 hours going around the room. It takes time, because I like to spend a little time with each of you and get, talk to you. So I'm going to go a little faster just because we have a lot of people today, and we'll have time for my discussion. I handed out the hair loss thing, and that was just a random thing I wanted to give out to you because I tend to forget to warn patients that they might lose hair. Some of you are in different stages of surgery. Some of you had surgery a couple years ago, maybe not an issue. For those who are fairly new, hair loss can be quite common from 3 months post-op to about 6 months is the worst. That's a little prescription for you if you're noticing more hair coming out in the shower or in the hairbrush. Okay. I notice it myself, but there's nothing I can do about it. I can take all the biotin I want. But try those things, see if they help. I just gave you some free vitamins. Hey, maybe that'll help with the hair. But it's really about protein when it comes to that. So just make sure you get your protein. That's why we push that so much. So that's just a little information for you. Also, I had to show your hands. Now I want to see, because we're doing a lot more sleeve surgeries, as many of you know. So what's the room like? Raise your hand if you had a band.
Have not or not?
Had a band. Okay, 2 of you had a band, sorry. No, 3, okay. All right, well, so you're in the minority now, but that's fine. It's not a really, I just want to, if there was a lot of band people.
Opposite, I was the only sleeve.
Right, now it's completely reversed.
Well, I had the band, but I don't anymore.
Oh, you don't have a thank you, okay, so you have a sleeve now, okay. So we won't go into too much, now that we have more surgeries, I don't go into too much detail with the lap band as much, so for those of you who had the band, we'll still feel free to ask questions and talk about it. We'll go around the room, and it's not that much different. You still have a lot in common with sleeve patients in terms of eating. Okay. All right. So how I do this then is I usually go around the room. This is kind of a strange room. So what we'll do is we'll start here, and then we'll kind of go kind of move through like zigzaggy, and then thank you. Basically what I want you to do is tell me a little bit about yourself. If you don't want to say that much, you don't have to. I don't want anybody not to come to a support group if they don't like to talk very much. I'll ask you some questions. You can share with us your weight loss. You don't have to. It's not always about that. It's about how you feel. It's about your inches lost, how your health has improved. Sometimes the numbers are glamorous and nice to hear too. So we'll go around the room, and I'll kind of keep these moving. We have this broadcasting on Periscope. The camera's mostly on me, so it's private. I set the settings so nobody can see us from like Australia or something like that, which happened last month. So I got it private. So that'll be recorded, and if there's any information, I know you're here, but maybe you want to come back and watch this in a few months after my talk on goals or whatever. So that'll be post it and record it for you. Okay? Cool. All right. Let's get started. So go ahead and tell us how you're doing.
Okay, my name is Becky Patterson. I'm a retired court reporter, worked for the government for 28 years. And I retired to take care of my mom, lived in Surprise. And let's see, I started with the lap band, same day of surgery as Dia. She had the sleeve. I didn't know anything about the sleeve at the time, so I had the band. Didn't work for me, so I had the band taken out. And then I had some other medical issues pop up, which Dr. DeBarros was following with me for a long period of time. And finally got those resolved. Body settled down, had the sleeve in October, this past October. Weight loss was pretty good at first, and it kind of slowed down, and I was getting really frustrated. But I knew a lot of it was also another condition I have, which is lymphedema. I had it 2 years ago. I had 18 pounds of that removed. I have it again. It came back, so I'm having surgery again next month to have it removed, because that prevents me from doing a lot of exercising, because it hangs down when I'm walking, when I'm riding the bike. I have all this skin flapping around. It's embarrassing to talk about, but some people have it, so that's why I'm saying it.
How much have you lost since October?
Since the surgery, I've lost 20 pounds.
Okay.
So it's a day-to-day thing. Some days are up, some days are down, some days it's really down, then it's back up again. So, but I just look at it, I'm losing, that's all I care about. Absolutely. So, yeah. I think that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Guillermo, go with you.
I'm Guillermo. I have a lap band. I had it done about 22 months ago. In the beginning, the results were amazing. I lost up to 95 pounds.
Wow.
And I gained about 40 back. It's been definitely a rough journey to take. There's just because there's you get frustrated with all of a sudden it slows down dramatically, and not having the support system that I thought I did. But it's something that I don't stop trying. So I go through patches where it's hard to kind of like wake up that day and do your food prep and do all that. But it's something that I'll give up for a little bit, but I always try to reset. In regards to inches wise, when I first started, I was a 5X in a shirt. Now I'm down to 3X.
Wow.
I went from a 52 waist to a 44.
Wow.
So when I look at that, and I still keep some of my clothes on me just because that's motivational.
It is.
As much as it can be a downer, it can be an upper as well. So that's where I'm at. And yeah.
Very good. So do you want to talk about kind of what your plan is going forward?
I don't know yet. I'm just trying to
do a group today and just getting back into it, right?
Right. I'm trying to I'm looking for a support system. Not so much to be babied, but just just to kind of hear other people what others have gone through, and what maybe things that I'm failing at. Somebody has like a better idea or just more input. One of my biggest accomplishment was before surgery. I was on metformin, simvastatin, and the Cinepro for high blood pressure, all the good stuff. And I've been able to stay off of that since surgery, and I'm still off of all that. So that's my drive to continue. I don't want to get to that point again. Right. So my goal is to continue to on this path so I can be healthy.
Awesome.
More for my health than anything, because obesity runs heavily in my family, and I've lost family members due to kidney failure, diabetes, and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to head down that road.
Yeah, it's important. It's serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Very serious.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Thank you. Great guys. Okay.
Hi, I'm Kathy, and I had a sleeve on February 4th, and
6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago.
yeah.
Okay.
Did pretty good at first, but I haven't really lost any weight or much weight in the last 3 weeks, so I'm kind of discouraged.
Did you lose a lot of weight around the sleeve
I did
surgery?
10 pre-op, that horrible pre-op, and then 15 in about 3.5 weeks.
That's good.
15 all in addition to the 10?
Yeah.
Oh, so 25.
Yeah, so I lost 28.
28, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, very good.
I know. I wanted more.
But you haven't lost any lately.
Yeah. But I've been doing measurements. Maybe I should have done measurements. I didn't.
Hi.
Because my biggest accomplishment is last Saturday, instead of walking, because I just started the walking business too, but instead of walking, I cleaned out closets. And
That's a workout.
and for the first time, after 1,000 diets in the past and gaining and losing, for the first time I actually got rid of my fat pus.
Nice.
a lot of people at work have noticed that I've lost weight, and it's the first time I've lost weight that people have really commented on it. But I still feel fat. So that's
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think my biggest problem is I'm a nurse, so I've worked nights for 37 years, and so you don't always get breaks, so you're always constantly grabbing a meal and slamming it down.
Yeah.
I'm still having a great deal of difficulty of taking a half a cup of food and making it last a half an hour. So I'm eating way too fast, and then I feel good, and then I'm
What's the
stuffed.
repercussion of that?
I'm stuffed. My stomach hurts, and it's, for the next
Right.
half hour that I should have been still eating, I feel,
Do you
oh
work
my God,
12
I'm
hours?
purged. Yeah.
Okay, so you eat what, three times during the 12-hour shift?
Yeah, I get little amounts, but I certainly don't have a half an hour 3 times that I'm eating.
I think that half an hour, don't focus on that. 10 minutes,
Yeah,
15 minutes.
Yeah.
That you don't need a half an hour
yeah,
with the sleeve, because with the band you do, because it'll get stuck. But with the sleeve,
Yeah.
you can eat a little bit faster. So I think that's fine. Do you have 10 minutes?
yeah.
Okay.
And depending on what's going on, sometimes I eat at the desk. It's gross. I've got I've got germs all over me, but I'm eating at my at the desk or that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I do.
Okay.
But I've been really down on myself because it's like, oh, that's gone, and it certainly is not a half an hour.
Right.
So
Right. Well, again, focus on more than half an hour, 15 minutes or so. But your first statement that you haven't lost much weight in the last few weeks, and then to find out you lost almost 30, which I'm glad to hear. Almost every patient always comes back to 2 pounds a week, no matter how much you lose. For instance, the pre-op diet, that was water weight, you gained that
Yeah.
back, then you kept losing. So over time, if you lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, I can almost predict you're not going to lose any weight for the next 4 weeks to catch
You'll
up.
stall.
Right. In a way. I mean, it's not perfect that way, but so I'm not surprised that you haven't lost much in the last weeks, because you're still, on average, okay, because it's been 6 weeks since your surgery, 4 pounds, no, 4 to 4.5 pounds a week average still. You're way above the curve still. So even without any weight loss in 3 weeks. So I hope that, we don't want you to be discouraged because of that, nor should you be. So I hope that helps you, but you're doing great. Thank you.
well, and I don't know about exercise yet because I obviously don't lead a sedentary life because I'm a nurse,
I
and
was going to say
Plus-
that's exercise in itself.
Yeah.
plus I also have an 18-month-old great grandbaby that I chase 45 hours a week. So I'm not sedentary, but I really need to get into the exercise program. But I don't know that I'm ready for the gym yet. I don't know, because I still have aches and pains across here some, so I don't know how soon. So I
Well-
started the walking business, and
Yeah.
we walked to the park, and so I walked 2 miles because we walked to the park and play and then walked back. But I don't know if I'm ready for a gym yet.
Okay. And that's on you. I mean, that's when
Yeah.
you're ready. I mean, because after 6 weeks, you can do anything you want to do.
Okay.
So that's fine. So you decide. I mean, I'm good if you're ready.
Okay.
Easier for me to say. Gamer, do you want me to bench? I have a bench. It's very small. You can just sit on it.
I'm good.
Because it's going to be like an hour. You want me to grab one for
Yeah.
you? Okay. Audrey, go ahead.
No, no, no.
Goodyear.
Go ahead.
You're
How are you
fine.
doing?
Traffic
doing
was
very
I
well.
can't remember 10 feet.
Want me to wait or go?
No, go. I'm
crazy
listening.
out there.
Okay. My name is Audrey. I had the sleeve surgery back beginning of September. Since I started this journey, I'm down 90 pounds. I think part of my thing that I've also included exercise, which I hate exercising, but I have actually signed up and I work with a personal trainer twice a week who is amazing. He works with me and building me stronger. He doesn't work out of a gym. We actually go work at a park, so it doesn't cost anything extra. My other form of exercise I do is I walk my dog. And I also, I think I'm very lucky is I have 5 people that work around me who both have the same procedure, so not only at my home but my work, I have a lot of support, which I think helps. I'm learning new ways to cook. If you work. This is my friend April. She actually had the surgery 4 years ago.
Hi, April.
And she's been able to maintain her weight loss, so that's also
Great.
benefit for me. But so far, I feel very blessed because I haven't had any medical issues. I was able, within a week of having the surgery, I had to go off my blood pressure medicine.
How much did you say you were down? I missed that when I was working.
Since the surgery, it's over 70. Since I started this, it's almost 93.
Wow. Great.
See what else. Tim is my personal trainer. He's very interested in getting a bariatric group going. So if anybody is interested in reaching out to him, I do have his cards.
Like a workout group?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm always looking on this side around here.
He goes anywhere. That's just like I say, I work out in the park by my house. He comes to
Well,
me.
just let me know and I can
I'll
coordinate
give
it.
you the cards.
Yeah, because I can get the announcements out and stuff.
Okay.
We could do a group.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's very good with groups. He's very funny. He, if you have issues, I have a neck injury, so he works around my neck injury. And
He's very patient, but he pushes you.
and he has a sense of humor when he needs when you work with a bunch of women.
Yeah.
So
That'd be good to do right after this if we sit for an hour, you know?
it really is. I'm actually doing before Easter. I'm going and work from out tomorrow morning.
Nice.
So
Yeah, you're doing great.
I had to clean out my closet. I've given away 8 bags of clothing.
Wow. Lot more room in your closet now?
Somehow you would think I would, but I don't.
Not much.
Not much.
I
Some
think
of
I've
this-
had fun watching her go through it because I've been there.
Yeah.
I've done it. And it's fun because I get excited. And I think I get some excited when she goes.
One of the issues I do have is the mental image of me. I still see the big Audrey out there, not the one that's down to a size, you know.
Yeah,
so
see a
many
lot of people
sizes.
nodding their head on that one.
So I'm working on that,
Yeah.
and I'm learning.
Does
to,
that ever go away? Does anybody who's lost their weight for a long time?
April's shaking her head no. It's been 4 years for her.
Of course, yeah, you get Governor saying, yeah, it just never really leaves you, huh?
No.
So you just have to,
But I always make sure I get my protein in. I think that's something I concentrate more on that than my calories.
yeah. Yeah, I think at a certain point you don't need to worry as much about
Well,
that.
there's certain things that I'm addicted to lately, and tacos seem to be one of them. A taco is the most like the perfect food. It's the perfect size.
Mhm.
You know, it's a corn tortilla
I
with.
heard the caramba.
Yeah.
It's like in little wontons.
Yeah, there you go. That's
I think
perfect.
that's what
Yeah.
I do.
Really
Like when I
good.
make, if my kids want Mexican or tacos.
Good idea.
Tacos, I swear to God, it's like the
for
perfect
lettuce. I
lettuce.
do
Yeah.
lettuce.
It's the perfect size. You get your
I
taco
can
meat.
almost
Yeah.
eat
Right.
it too. They think it's fun.
Right.
Because I make them.
That's cool. Good. Doing good.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Oh, we can go.
Oh, well, I'm Jamie, and I'm actually here to support my sister, who's all the way in the back there.
Oh, you're separated.
Bye.
I got a little claustrophobic back there.
Oh,
so
hey.
But, yeah,
Okay. Thanks for
I was
coming.
at one
Huh?
meeting before, so
Oh, cool.
she has to come again.
Oh, well, even though there's not a lot of room, we do still encourage family to come and friends to come. We'll make more room if we have to. Don't worry. Okay.
Hi, I'm Kara Hawkins. I had my sleeve done 3 weeks ago yesterday. And since the surgery, I've been down like 17 pounds.
Sweet.
Good for you. But it's similar to you, where it's hard. I eat fast and then I regret it. And I'm miserable, so I have to like.
I actually
slow down.
I make myself watch a clock.
They have apps that'll tell you when to take a bite.
That seems a little extreme, but
Well, it does, but I have 4 kids. So
Yeah.
if I get myself down into it, I will just.
no, I make myself put my fork down after every bite, and
And
sit back
tell me
after a
not to.
few bites.
It's hard to get used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just something I have to get used to. But so far, so good.
Did you practice it before your surgery?
No,
Not much. Okay.
Not like
I did.
slow eating.
Got it.
Don't drink and eat.
Oh, I never do that. That's a habit now.
Now I just chew ice.
Well, the thing with the sleeve versus the band is you don't have as much repercussion from eating fast, except for just feeling full. You know, you very rarely vomit, right, or throw up, whereas a band patient would get that automatic because there's no room for it there.
Sauce and slime and
Yeah,
all the other
right.
fun.
Yeah, I'm sure you love that. So far you're doing great, huh? Okay. Yeah, you are.
Congratulations.
Definitely. Yeah, congratulations. Absolutely.
Feel warnings on it. You know.
Cool. Okay.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
My name's Joanne Stafford. My journey's been a little over a year. I had my sleeve last June. Total down has been, I think, 80 pounds.
Nice.
Still going. I've
Sure.
About 40 pounds to go.
That's your own goal?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
pretty much.
Okay.
And then I'm wearing white pants for the first time.
Congratulations.
Probably 20 years. Just it's just starting to be just a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Did it take you a while to figure all this stuff out? Or did you get it right away? Like the learning curve after surgery or?
Definitely was the learning curve after surgery. Funny, I just read on Facebook. I read one of the patients. I read exactly what I experienced. Somebody she expressed what she's experiencing right now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my heck, that was me. When right after surgery, and I even stayed off work an extra week because I wasn't ready for life.
Right.
But then it was like just that extra week that was what I needed. One more week of I'm not ready, and then jumped into it and got into the eating and the measuring and the now it's just there. And
Are you able to eat a half a cup without measuring?
Yeah, I can see it.
You can tell how much it is, yeah.
Figure out what it is, and I know, and
right.
But I do take my lunch measured. I take
Always,
lunch
pack it the night before.
I take my lunch probably 90% of the time.
Nice.
And if I don't, I know what it is. And
did you do that before surgery ever? Was that something you, or you?
No.
This is a whole new you, and you're doing all the planning and all that, yeah.
Yeah, no. Different life after.
Yeah.
Before and after's different me.
And the focus is on that. You're very much aware of what you need to do every day to plan.
Absolutely. Yeah, and probably the interesting thing is that my work, there's people, we have 2 different buildings, but they're in the same department, or same organization. And we've had some things that our group vice president has put us all together. And I've seen people that I haven't seen in months.
Yeah.
And people walked by me and then turned around and came back and, oh my gosh, Joanne, I didn't realize that was you. And,
Right.
So
That's
that
cool.
was kind of fun.
That is fun.
That's a nice thing.
You know, so and people have said, said a lot of things. So it's been kind of fun.
That is cool.
And
Very cool. So you're doing a half cup, taking your vitamins, healthy, taking blood work done, all that stuff, getting updates, checkups.
yep,
Awesome.
I have the physical with my regular doctor is next month.
Okay.
So,
And your regular doctor's happy, I'm sure, or
yeah,
will
oh,
be
yeah.
when they.
Oh yeah. I have on thyroid medicine, so had to do that checkup in the fall, and she was thrilled. And
Nice. I bet she
I
was.
mean, I'm still on it. I mean, I'm not off of that. I still have the condition, but
Yeah, the thyroid is usually not
yeah,
something
that's
you get
gonna
off.
go away.
Right.
I didn't have other health conditions. Right.
Yeah.
I didn't have other medical conditions.
Right.
So
And now you don't have to worry about getting any.
Exactly.
Right.
But what was interesting was she did blood work after that. She did full panel, and what was interesting is I had markers that we compared after, and I was getting there.
You're on your
I
way.
thought I was fine.
The train left the station.
Yes, but I didn't have these things, but I was on my way.
Yeah.
And so I was glad that now I'm not on my way.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
So,
Good.
yeah.
And 40 more pounds to go, but hey, 80 pounds is nothing to sneeze at.
Oh no, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled.
That's
this
awesome.
little girl's gonna benefit from it. So,
And who is this little girl?
Arthelia. She's
Hi.
almost 10.
Hi, thanks for coming and having a great time with us. I'm sure you're having so much fun.
She wanted to come.
What is your first name? Arthelia.
That's lovely.
Athilia, very nice. Very nice.
She had an out clause, but she wanted to come.
That's neat. That's really neat. Good. Okay, thank you. You're doing great. I guess we'll go to Teresa.
Oh, hi, I'm Teresa. I had the band in 2013, April, and I did really good before. Lost weight, pre-op, lost weight, and got pregnant with my 4th and last son 4 months later. Wasn't planned. I mean, we were also trying to prevent. So I gained back all the weight. I had a difficult pregnancy. Ended up hospitalized my pregnancy, blood pressure, preeclampsia, everything. And then afterwards, I told myself, after, because it was a 4th C-section too. After I recovered, I would get back on track. Well, I didn't really sleep. I was nursing, just a full cycle. And I felt like I was gaining weight. Like I felt bigger. And that February of 2015, I got on the scale and I looked down and it was 389. And I started crying. I get tears just thinking about it. Because I didn't realize I had gained like 20 pounds more than before I started with the surgery. But as of today, this morning, I am down 141 pounds. It's not easy. I still struggle. I have 4 kids, so I have to really make good choices sometimes because they're very active kids, and not that they eat bad, but they don't need to eat all the same things I eat all the time. They're kids still, so I still enjoy baking for them, and you know that's sometimes difficult. But I work out a lot. I go to boot camp class 3 days a week. I hike, and I have a 22-month-old, so I got a backpack thing, and I put him on my back, and we go hiking. Sometimes we do 2 miles, sometimes we do 4 miles if he falls asleep on me. I've been taking my kids hiking. I was running a lot, and then I got pneumonia in October, and I'm still starting to get back into it a little bit more, jogging, but my lungs will start straightening. It's been like 4 months, but we think that it'd be better, but it's still harder. But I'm slowly getting back into that running, so I like that a lot.
You're kicking some butt out there.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah,
So
you are.
Great
You're doing
job.
great.
I still have about 80 pounds to my goal because I was 20 and I was 248.
Yeah.
But I've gained a lot of muscle through my boot camp because after I had my first son and I had gained a lot of weight and I had lost, I'm the same size as I was then, but like 30 pounds heavier. So I know like my pants size, like my stomach is my huge problem area, probably from 4 kids, gaining a lot of weight, 4 C-sections, all of that, like it's tough, but it's getting there. So I still have like 80 pounds to go, but I'll get there. I know it. I'm not in, I mean, I want to be there tomorrow, but I know it's going to be.
You've come a long way this way, you know.
Yes.
The dates just keep
And
starting.
I used to have sleep apnea. I don't need my CPAP anymore. As of about 3 weeks ago, I haven't had to use my machine, and I'm not waking anybody up in the house.
Nice.
So there's that. I don't have to sleep with a funky mask on anymore. No. That's a score for me.
That's awesome. So far, we've got great stories and everything. If anybody in this room, if you haven't gotten to yet, you're not doing so good, I just want to don't feel bad, okay? Because everybody's doing so good. Maybe everybody is, but we'll see. Thank you. You're doing awesome. Chris.
I'm Chris. I have the sleeve. I got it back in October. I think my wife said you're deciding. I've lost roughly 130 pounds. Like everybody says, it's not easy. I have my days where you go, you want a cookie or something, but it's hard. And it just measuring I find is difficult. I try to eyeball it, but it's always.
You feel like you eat too much?
Yeah.
Or not too much, but over half a cup?
Oh, yeah, usually.
Okay.
But my wife, she usually, kicks me to gear. You gotta measure because if you don't, you'll get the repercussions of it because you eat too much,
Right.
and an hour later you're there passed out because you're overextended and whatnot. But that's what I find is difficult for me is the measuring.
Well, I mean, not a big deal, but you definitely, if you're at least under a cup, you should be fine. But that, you want to always think about 5 years or 10 years down the road. And it matters now what you do for them, right? Because you've lost all this weight and you're doing so good. So you don't have to measure, but just make sure you're aware of how many bites typically you need or of your favorite foods, so you're not going over that.
Right.
Because I'm sure you can't eat that much more, but you also can eat just a few extra bites. And
Yeah, but usually then you take that last bite, then you've gone too far because you'll feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
I get nauseous.
Yep.
Okay.
But then also I'm off. What was his name? Your name again?
Guillermo?
Guillermo. I'm like him. I'm off metformin. My cholesterol is down. I'm blood pressure is good. Crazy how.
Great.
Yeah.
I like that you guys brag about that because that's equally as important as the weight loss. So that's neat. All right, cool. Doing good. 130. You can't sneeze at that. How much more do you want to lose? How much more do you want to lose?
I want to get down to at least 230, maybe 250.
What do you weigh now? I'm sorry. How much more weight? Is that 30?
About 70. Yeah. I'm at 308.
You got 308 now? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
haven't been
70
down.
more.
Then I was at a waist size of 52, but now I'm like in 42s and 40s. So it's crazy.
That's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I will do the back row.
Me?
All the way in the back.
I'm Allison. I have not had my sleeve yet. I've been on this journey for a little bit because I was a month out, and of that 6 months, I was on the 5th month and I found out I was pregnant. So I'm due any day now, so hopefully.
Alright.
Once I do, I'll start my 6 months again with my insurance and hopefully go from there.
Very cool. And that's cool that you came, because a lot of people ask me, can I come to a group if I haven't had the surgery or whatever? Of course you can. You
I
get to
like
hear.
coming because it's kind of kept me on, like, in the first trimester I was pretty sick, so I lost a bunch of weight, and then I haven't gone over where I started before I got pregnant. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. So I'm already starting lower than when I was before.
That's awesome.
So
Okay.
it helps.
Alright, so get started on that diet. 6 months from now, we'll get you in.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
I'm Jessica. I had this sleeve in September. I'm down to 86 pounds. I feel awesome. I gave up sugar. I found out I had a gluten allergy, so I gave that up. I eat less protein. I'm happy now.
I just was telling her we just put our picture up on Facebook.
I recognize you when I came in.
That's great.
Yeah, it's going good.
It's very succinct. Any issues at all? Any problems? Any bad side to this?
No.
Not at all.
I'm doing really good so far.
Eating half a cup, satisfied.
Yep. And I found an app that tells you half an hour after you eat, you can drink. And
Okay.
it hooks up to my iWatch, so
Nice.
so I
it
make
goes
sure
off.
I don't eat till my song goes off. That's helped a lot.
You're missing out. That's neat. That's neat. Okay. Excellent.
And I've been putting protein powder in my coffee, and that's amazing. I
Oh,
just
really?
discovered that.
It's amazing in taste, or it's amazing that you get more protein.
What was it? Protein powder in your coffee.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, that's what I do.
I
Yeah,
know.
Starbucks will put protein. You gotta tell them to mix it.
Yeah, it's like
There's
$1.50
something that
extra or
mixes.
something.
Oh, I put my own.
Really?
Yeah, you figure out what Starbucks
I had no idea.
I found protein powder that mixes really
Well,
well.
I stole it from my
Yeah.
poster one day, and now I do it.
That's
Instead
cool.
of putting like vanilla creamer, I put the vanilla protein shake in it.
Good idea too.
Once in a while. So.
Now I'm just working on the bat wings.
They never go away. Never ever.
You always
I'm gonna
have
have
to
to be
wear
better.
sweaters. I didn't know working out because we work with ways that it is getting. I'm getting a little
It
less
gets
so.
better, but
Yeah.
they never go
Well,
away.
one of my other ones is way worse than the other. I'm like, come on. It's even here.
Hi, Julia.
Okay. I'm Julia, and I was sleeved last April, and I've lost about 123-ish. Yeah. I feel like right now I'm kind of like been stuck. I guess stuck isn't the right word, but I've at the same weight for a while. But I've noticed my clothes fitting different, so I just kind of have been going by that. But the things that it's been lately have been the small things that I've been noticing that have been so huge to me. I can, that I get to do this with my husband is really awesome, but just we can both like wrap our arms around each other, like where before it's like, you have like I can never touch hands and behind, and like, and even when people hug me or when I sit places where before I was like, oh, this chair's gonna come up with me, like before, so I can actually fit in those places. And just the other day, I just thought it would be really funny. I had a pair of size 28 shorts. That's the highest I went only because I refused to buy anything bigger. And I used to be a really tight size 28, and I just the other day I pulled the shorts on where I fit into one side, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Yeah, so I fit into one side of my size 28. So being down to size 18 is what I was at the end of my high school career. But I weigh more than I did then. So, but I was very athletic and muscular then, so I'm going by that was kind of my thing. But it's been a really interesting journey, and I'm really glad that I decided to do it. And I wish I would have done it sooner. That's always I was like, why did I wait till I was after 30?
Yeah. So you're doing the same thing as everybody else, eating your half a cup.
Yeah, half a cup to a cup. I like to try and eat my protein first, but I feel like veggies, it should be okay if I eat a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
My veggies.
Yeah,
Because I want to try and make sure to get them in. But,
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Cool. Great job. That's amazing. Okay. Next up. Oh yeah, we can go. Yeah. Down the line.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I am 8 days out after the sleeve. Yeah, today I've learned the whole drink too fast, get too full. I will probably not have anything else today outside of water because it's just, yeah, clear protein thing. I got tired of that. Today was the first day. Yogurt, milk, blended, too fast. Nope.
Oh, where you feel like your blood's
Well, it's right here, but it's right there. It's, I've had it at 9 o'clock this morning. It's still right there. So, but I'm technically a week, as of yesterday, I'm 11 pounds down.
Yay!
And 21 in total from that horrible 2 week.
I've never met anybody who said, "Oh, I just love that pre-op diet." I still remember it. It was like 3 years ago.
Follow it, I'm like 10 pounds.
Well, I went back on it before I started my fills again, just to get my mindset. Oh my god.
It works.
I'm surprised my husband didn't leave me.
That's awesome. Excellent. Well, thanks for coming after 8 days. That's great. Kathy?
Okay, I am Kathy. I had a sleeve back in September. I'm only down 34. I did like 10 pounds a month. I did really well at the beginning, and now I've just plateaued. But I am feeling better. I mean, I can tell when I exercise, I'm not loading that weight around, and I feel so much better. And so I think I'm getting more muscle, and I'm not going to worry about the weight. I kind of stay off the scale for a little while. But this is good. I've been eyeballing it, and I need to measure. And I think that will help, maybe get me back on track. But
I was having a problem with measurements for a long time, and I think somebody posted it on Facebook one time, that a plate, it's got little circle holes, and you portion it. I just got it about a week ago, and if you fill it up to the top, it's a cup in each one, but they have a line inside, and that shows you the half a cup. So that's been really helpful for me to really see. That's the half a cup.
Did you get that on Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, go to Amazon.
It was like $7, $8 or something like that. It's dishwasher and stuff like that. You can put it in. So I just pop it on my plate, put it in. Okay, that's it. So just if anybody's interested in that.
Yeah, those are good. Those are very good if you want to keep your portions low. Kathy, so again, doing the math in the weeks, you're still talking about 24 weeks since your surgery. You've lost 34.
34.
Okay, so you're still at 1.2, 1.4 pounds a week, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just not losing very well. And maybe you haven't. Have you lost any weight since, let's say, January?
No.
Okay, so it's been the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so although it is good, it's still okay. There is something going on. Maybe it is that measuring that will help you. Are you eating your protein first?
Yep.
Maybe you're not getting enough protein.
It's hard to get that much protein. I'm looking at 80 grams, and
I can't do it.
Well, then I have 60.
I go over
for
100.
Yeah. You look at it this way. You talk about protein grams. You're talking about 4 calories per gram of protein. So if you ate 40 grams of protein a day, which I'm sure that's probably what you consider.
I'm doing 45 to 50.
Let's say 50. That's 200 calories. So I'm assuming you're consuming 1,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you then have 800 calories that you're eating from something else, which is carbs and fats.
Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, you go, okay, well, wait a minute. I'm only getting 20%. So all these other calories are being filled with carbs and fats. Maybe I can take away the carbs and replace them with protein, and you can do it, but you have to be diligent, of course, and you have to look at everything you eat, because there's carbs in everything.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to eat them.
Yeah.
So if you eat 80 grams of protein a day times 4, that's 320 calories. So you still have 600 calories left to spend on your carbs and fats. It's still definitely doable, but not easy, I know.
Yep. Well, this has been very helpful to hear. This is my first meeting. I've been traveling a lot with work, and so I've not been able to make a meeting.
Well, good. I'm glad
so.
I was the day before Easter. I was hoping that most people would be in town. Great. Hi, Dea.
Well,
Where do I begin?
My journey started December 6, 2013. From the actual surgery sleeve, I lost 80 pounds, which was amazing. And then I gained about 20 back, and I got really scared, regrouped, started clean eating. I prepped every single meal I put in my mouth. And if I go out to eat, I just have a veggie and a protein or a lean meat. And then I lost another 60 pounds. And I was at goal. I felt like I was on top of the world. Got rid of all my clothes. And I maintained it for about like 6 months. Now I gained 15 back and I'm regrouping so I can keep my clothes.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, it's an everyday struggle, but I noticed that if I'm stressed out, I don't prep as good. And if I'm not prepped, I'll make a bad choice. So I just have to keep myself prepped, and I know I can.
I made a conscious decision right before the surgery. I have not gone back to sugar. I have not gone back to caffeine. I've not gone back to alcohol. I don't do simple carbs.
And I noticed if I'm not prepped, that's when I gain weight. Or if I'm stressed. I just had a lot going on, like good blessings, good things. But I couldn't focus on just myself and prepping all my food, and that's where I gained. You gain 15 pounds just by living life if you don't focus. Wow. But I'm very grateful for everything.
But it's a life. It's
a life.
The rest of your life. You really have to.
And just, yes. And just this week, I regrouped Sunday. I lost 6 pounds.
Congratulations.
So, you could do it. You just focus. My problem is when I don't focus on myself, I get sidetracked. So I have to be. I don't have kids, so I can be selfish.
No, they're coming, I'm sure. Or maybe
They're gonna
not.
wait. One month I'm like yes, the next no.
I got you.
She talked about going out to eat, and that's something that I'm not doing now, but I'm already stressing about going. We're going to Disneyland in July.
I went to Disneyland
for a week.
Are you talking to a Disney fanatic?
So not only
it's
because
easy.
then it's not only a matter of what you eat, it's how much you eat.
Do you
I
know
feel
what
like I don't want to buy my own food. I want to eat off of somebody else's
But you know
plate.
what works for one, April and I will spill on, but the other thing that they sell now, they don't care who buys it, they sell toddler meals.
Yep.
And
Yes.
so they're
That's what I
the
did.
perfect size.
Control.
So what I do
kids'
is I go
meals.
get a toddler meal from the Mexican food restaurant, and it's shredded chicken with beans, and then it's
Keep
perfect.
it simple.
It's simple.
We
So,
used to give away a card that you can show if they did give you.
Yeah, I have it.
no, you know what? They don't. They're so good. Anyone I've talked to about my nutritional needs,
But I never had it.
Disneyland's very, very.
There you go. So only child.
Or I get one regular meal and I get a box before I eat and put half away.
So we always go to this one Mexican restaurant in downtown Disney. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have some of her enchiladas.
That's exactly it. Or you can just like look online and see what the menu is and plan ahead.
Yeah.
The one thing that people, definitely bariatric
See what
patients,
they have.
to remember whenever you're going to an amusement park, you are going to exceed your calorie output. So you have to make sure you do the input, or you're going to get crabby and cranky and tired. No, I don't. I do. Yeah.
You're right, because you forget about eating. And
Yeah.
caught up with everything
You're
else.
looking hungry, so all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I don't feel good. Oh, I need to eat.
Right.
And I'm like, cheers.
I'm going to my mom's, where we used to live.
Yeah.
And they had like steak, beans, and everything else. And then my sister and mother decided we were going to go on a cruise. Okay, well, thank you very much. So it's like, okay, I got to really prep in my mind for that one. You know?
Okay, Emma.
Oh God. I have to be real honest with everybody here, as I had no intentions of ever having any gastric surgery. 2 of my family members have had the gastric surgery, and they did not have a real good experience, and I really had no plans on doing this. Unfortunately, in my process of trying to lose weight, I went to one of those nice exercises places, and I blew out my right knee.
Oh my.
Oh. I injured my back.
Oh wow.
Up until then, I'd always say, they'd say, how are you? I'm older, I'm shorter, and I'm fatter.
Nope.
I had no qualms with being older, shorter, and fatter. I was not a diabetic. I was not on any heart medications. I was not on any medications. No cholesterol, nothing. I didn't think there was anything wrong with me. I was happy, but I couldn't. It took me a long, long time to make the arrangements for my knee to be fixed, my back to be fixed. I just couldn't. I just was in denial. I had hurt my back previously at work, and that was a workman's comp doctor, but once I hurt my knee and my back, I couldn't go to the workman's comp because it wasn't on my insurance. But I finally called the workman's comp doctor that fixed my back originally, and I paid out of pocket. And I sat down, I had all my x-rays, I had everything there, and the thought about the gastric sleeve had crossed my mind. So I went to his office with all my x-rays, my knee, my back, and he said, well, this is what you're going to do. And he goes, you're going to get your knee fixed first. Found a good surgeon. I have a great right knee now. He goes, you're going to have some sort of a bariatric thing done. And I said, well, sleeve is what I'm looking at. Because you're going to have that done because possibly if you lose the weight, you might not have to have the back surgery. Well, that didn't work, and it took me a while to decide on which back surgeon I wanted. I, like you, am a nurse, and I've seen the bad repercussions of everything. Did not want to have anything done. So I had the sleeve done, and I will be honest, I'm probably a Dr. Orris's worst patient. My husband's favorite phrase is you can tell a nurse, but you can't tell him much. I had the back surgery. I finally decided on the back surgeon, and he fixed me good. He fixed me really good. I haven't. So between my knee being fixed, my gastric sleeve, my back being fixed, yes, I've lost weight. Not as much as Dr. Orris wants me to lose, and I'm all right with that. I've had a lot on my plate. Up until a week and a half ago, I took care of my 96-year-old mom. I have my daughter. That consumed a lot of time. But now I came in to see Mike the other day, and now I get to turn a new leaf because now I get to think about me. Rianne has respite caregivers, and so now it's my turn. It's my turn.
That white weight you had.
I don't know, Rianne.
Yeah.
Do you have to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
That's my
And hungry.
It's past noon. She's very time oriented. It's past noon, but she can wait. But again, I'm not the best of patients, but I'm like turning a new leaf. I have lost a lot of weight. I am wearing smaller clothes. I'm riding my bikes. I don't know if anybody caught my flick on
Your winning video.
my winning video.
I think you're
Oh, that was you. It didn't. The sound wasn't right,
Yeah.
but.
I think you're understating your success. I think you're doing fine. I posted your picture with your before, and I think
I looked at when I put them together. I know I look
Makes
a lot
a big
different.
difference.
Like sometimes you have to go back and look at your old photographs
I know,
and
it's
say,
like,
okay,
yeah.
I do look different.
Yeah.
and that's why I'll send it to you, or I'll post it if you let me. But just for your own.
I've seen it, and it's fine. But I know that my measuring is way off. My husband is not as supportive as I'd like him to be. When he does the cooking and he throws the stuff on the plate, and I look at it and say, I can't eat that. And he goes, well, try. You know, I'm saying, I can't eat that. I take my bites and I push it away, and I get that. So the support is not as good as I'd like it to be, but I'm doing good.
Good for you.
We should be
Good.
proud. Most people couldn't accomplish what you have.
I agree.
With all that's going on.
There was
You got
a
a lot.
lot going on.
And that's life.
Now you decide to put you first, and you're gonna
It's
see.
my
You're gonna
turn.
see it.
It's my turn. I took care of my
It's
mom
not
since 2002.
Yeah.
And my husband and I have not traveled together because someone's always had to be home. It's just been a long time.
Now it's time. Good for you.
Good job.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing your story. That's great. All right. Wow, we're doing this pretty well. Now we have our final couple of the day.
Oh, well, I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm Chandra, and I actually have my pre-op appointment coming up on Wednesday for the
Yay.
I've had issues with losing weight. I've lost 30
30 pounds since I started my pre-op.
That's awesome.
6 months
Yeah,
dieting
that's
thing.
Great.
Even though I ran into an issue where I felt like I was losing inches, but the pounds weren't coming off.
Yeah.
Right.
And Dr. Morris was like, 90 pounds, and I'm like, well, it's not there, but my clothes are getting bigger. So I've dealt with that. But luckily, my husband is doing it with me, and he's really supportive, and both sides of our families are supportive.
That's great.
I have a coworker who just got sleeved in December, and then I have a coworker who just got gastric bypass in
It's very
February.
helpful to have somebody at work. too.
So,
It
and
really is.
then,
Wow,
like,
you have work.
we'll, like, check, and, like, if I'm doing something, they're like, are you supposed to be eating that? And I was like, no, I'm not. And so, like, we'll, like, realign each other a little bit, so it's kind of nice. So,
Great.
Good job, 30 pounds is
Yeah. Well done. Very good.
I will tell everybody I cheated with the pre-op stuff. wait.
I have issues with that.
With the powder and drinking, I went to the pharmacy and got the little plastic capsules, and then I got a little machine where you put the capsules in it, and I filled it full of the protein, and I made capsules. So I was swallowing capsules.
Oh, wow.
I was not drinking.
Well, I finally started drinking those Premier protein shakes.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
And those are, like, the best tasty
Yeah.
ones I found. So, like, the Premier protein, and, like, Sam's Club, like, had them, like, oh, you get it on sale, and I was like, load them in the cart.
Yeah.
So now, like, my whole refrigerator at home's full with them, and my refrigerator at school, my classroom's full of
I
them.
know. My refrigerator's stuck with like
I haven't
half
gotten
Tupperware
sick
full
of
of all my things to grab and go.
What helped me a lot with that was I went to Walmart and bought the small mason jars,
Uh-huh.
and that's how I measure a lot of my. When I was doing it, that's how I measured a lot of my food. So I got rid of plates. I got rid of anything that would go against what I needed to do for me in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
I got rid of all that, and you open up my cabinets and nothing but mason jars
I use
everywhere.
my kids.
All I
My
have
kids'
is
plates.
Tupperware
Little
and
plate.
Yeah.
I have small
the
plates and
glass,
bowls,
all I
like
have.
Japanese, like
That's all I
bowls
eat out
and
of the
things.
Oh yeah, those are smaller.
I honestly
They work
use
perfect.
A lot of things you can do.
I don't
Like
have
the
it
little
washed
I
with
still like,
Barbie
I still
or
like
Hot
sending a
Wheels
plate.
Yeah.
Down to dinner.
Yeah.
I still like that
because
whole
it looks like
thing.
I do the bowls. I don't have a plate. I don't know the last time I ate off the plate.
For some reason that satisfies my mind too, to have a pretty plate of food.
I think so. I think that helps too.
Well, it helps me,
We'll miss
so.
that. Alright then.
Alright, you last.
Go ahead. If you want.
Well, I'm Tim. This is my second go around of trying to lose weight. And like 2012, 2013, I got so mad at myself for being as heavy as I was. I went crazy going to the gym. I had a very physical job. I lost 120 pounds. I looked awesome. I felt awesome. Everything was right. My work slammed me with 70 hours a week worth of work because apparently you work harder, they give you more work to do.
Yep.
Funny how that is. And the lazy people get off in 8 hours. So I started working 70 hours a week for a while, and the weight just came right back on. I mean, who has time to meal prep when you go to work at 5 a.m., come home at 10?
No, it's true.
Really, I mean, you go to I would go to QT. It was stupid. I was very angry at myself. I let myself go. I gave up for a long time, and then here comes my wife. I was thinking about going to weight loss institute, and I was like, that's great. I'd like to start over too. So I started over. I weighed in. I started in 2013 at 360 pounds, and then I weighed in again 2015 when we started this at 367 pounds. I could have put my fist through the wall. I was so mad at myself. I can't believe I undid all that work. 5 days a week going to the gym, working hard, eating right. But, you got to pick yourself back up and keep going. Otherwise, you're moving backwards. So I'm down to 325 right now.
Yay!
According to my scale, his scale does not like me.
Saying they're straight office. That's gonna be really like
According to my scale. I'm sure if I go in there, it'll tell me I'm 389 or something. And I'll laugh about it. But yeah, it's been really rough. It's been just hard just trying to convince my wife that she's human and not a loser, because things haven't been going exactly according to plan. This being my second time, I know that no journey is ever just straight, and you're like, you get there. It's like up, down, sideways, backwards, forwards, all over the place. It's like trying to get from Phoenix to LA, but you decide to go to New York first, and then Seattle, and then you get there.
Life happens.
Yeah.
Life's a journey.
So we turned our house upside down and threw all the junk out of our house. Now we just have water and
protein shakes and snacks that benefit us. Like we have chicken, plain chicken. She calls it blah blah chicken because it doesn't taste like anything. Sometimes we throw salsa on there just to have something.
Oh, you can make chicken so good.
Oh yeah, easily. I'll
Sometimes it
this
is
I'll send you all my recipes. I don't get bored.
No, me
So-
either.
I
So
can't
you
eat
like it?
chicken.
I can
I only eat like ground chicken.
Yeah,
I do
Get
ground.
stuck.
I'm looking at the lap band. I just want something to give me a little push, an extra push. I know a lot of people have been at her work have had the sleeve and the bypass, and everybody has their own opinions of what the lap band is. But I don't feel like I need the sleeve. I feel like I just need something, just a little something to help me push along.
Tell you, I have the band. When I have the band, I didn't really know about the sleeve, and the band's been great for me, and I love it. But it's a lot more maintenance and upkeep.
That was what
A lot. I go. I mean, I'm on
It's the same
my
recovery.
6th or 7th fill, and sometimes your insurance doesn't cover it all. It could be like $100 a fill, then you have to get it unfilled to get an EGD to get filled again. So you got to look at it from I still like my band, but it's a lot of upkeep and maintenance. So if you're not having time at work.
Well, I have a different job now.
Okay.
I walk
So
away from
just
my
letting
job.
you know, I mean, they're both great. I think you lose the same amount of weight just at different times, but it's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It is a lot more than sleep.
Oh, you're fine.
I had the same issue because I started with the band same day Dia had her sleeve. I had the band put in, and at first it was doing great and lost a little bit here and there, but not really a lot. And then all of a sudden I was having the issue with the vomiting constantly.
I've only had one issue in the 3 years, but that was self-induced. That was my fault. But you know,
But you're
I
right
do
about
love
the
it, and I
fills
like
and
it because
everything, and I
it
didn't
makes
know
me
about
like
all
I
of
feel
that.
full. My biggest problem with my weight is I never feel full. I was like overeater to the max. You know,
That's me even now.
Food addiction, yeah.
Yeah.
And I finally, with my last fill, starting to feel full.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of maintenance.
Yeah,
and I got to go
and
back
that
every
was an
4 or
issue
6
with me
weeks.
too because I'm retired. My annuity is like
$100
this
a
compared to
fill.
some people, you know. And it was killing me. But I thought, well, I got the band in me, so I got to do it. But then other health issues came out, and then when I had the band out, Dr. Bell said, well, it caused a lot of scar tissue. I'm going, oh, good. So I had to have extra time to heal from that. But it's an individual decision. You know, if that's what you want to go the route, then that's the route. For me, it didn't work, but it works great for a lot of people.
Medically,
Like
yeah, it
Lola,
works great
it
for
worked,
me, but
you know, with
financially,
her.
sometimes I'm like, oh,
You know,
Well, we've seen a huge sea change in our obviously more sleeves now than bands. I mean, if you go, this is our Hall of Fame here. These are all bands. So we have to start putting sleeve pictures up, obviously. Yeah, I mean it's not fair, but I mean the band works. It does. And
Yeah,
it's just,
it works.
it's just,
Great
but
for
it
me.
also has its side drawbacks where you will throw up more, you will have to come in more, all that stuff. So you
I
take
think financially is my.
yeah, and it'll hit you more
No.
financially for sure. Well, that was great, you guys. Round of applause for all of you. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, you inspire me. It's awesome. It's so fun to work here and see, all the people I see every week. You know, I mean, well, nobody's perfect. Nobody goes through a perfect day every day. You know, I wrote down how much weight everybody lost in here. I didn't focus on the weight loss. I thought it was funny. This room has lost 900 pounds.
Holy
Wow.
Just this room. I know. Isn't that great? I was amazed by that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, my talk could last an hour. It's not going to, I promise you all, but I'll do 10 minutes really quick. After I'm done talking, I want to give away 2 free protein shakes. So 2 lucky winners get that. You all got free vitamins, so why not have some protein in that? And then everyone's just going to run out of here because you want to get on with your day. So before you do that, if anybody has, if I haven't taken your picture in a while, and maybe it was been 3 months, and you want another picture. When we're done, come up to me. I'd love to take it, and you can let me know if I can post it, or I'll just take it and send you before. If you've never had your before sent to you, and you'd like me to take one now, like if you lost, I don't care if you lost 10 pounds. It's up to you. Just let me know before you go. Okay, I'll make sure everybody knows that. Okay. All right. I'm talking to basically a room of people that are doing really well. So what I'm about to talk about, I'm not too worried about you guys not knowing already. But I also, hopefully I can give you something new that you haven't thought about. When you're talking about weight loss, you have 4 major, really only elements to weight loss. And if you all turn the handout I gave you, I don't know which page is the first page, but the one that starts with there are 4 elements to a solid weight loss plan. I'm not going to have time to go as much into the goals, so I'm going to focus on this page.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
You got, everybody have that? Okay.
Do you have an extra one?
Oh, you don't have one?
It's fine, I'll listen.
Well, share with somebody. I'll give you one on before you leave. Start with that.
I'll listen.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you have to break things down to simplicity. These 4 things are what would get in the way of you getting to your goal, basically, right in front of you. But they're all obviously very involved. They're not that simple. Number 1 is my expertise is nutrition, and it should be all of your expertise as well. You all know what to eat. You all know what proper nutrition is and all that good stuff. It's not that hard. My job is just here to guide you along the way to make sure you don't fall off too much. I'm pretty confident most people in this room are doing it. If you're not, you kind of know you're not, and you know how to change that. So that part, it's under your control mostly. You still have, when we get to the mental training, that's where it gets in the way a little bit, it kind of overlaps there. But what you put in your mouth, you all know what to do there, I think, right? Is anybody really confused? Okay. Number 2 and number 3 obviously tie in. They're both related to exercise. You have your cardio and you have your weight training. Now, many experts would tell you, and I agree with this, if you're missing one of these 4 elements, you're not going to achieve your goal at where you want to be, even if one of these is missing. That includes strength training in your exercise routine. Now Teresa's doing something like a boot camp, so she's kind of combining the 2 together, which is great. That's kind of a kill 2 birds with 1 stone. If you're going to be raising your heart rate, but at the same time lifting something, pulling something, building muscle technically, then that includes the strength training. Other people would say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and do 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then I'm going to go over to the weights and do another 30 minutes, and that is fine as well. Or you split it up into different days. But if you're only doing cardio or you're only doing strength training, you're missing an element there. And maybe some of you are doing neither. So you gotta find one, at least start somewhere. The body needs to be pushing and pulling things. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You need to be squatting and bending over. You do it when you go to the bathroom. You do it in your everyday life. But you gotta use those muscles you got. And a lot of people wake up, go to the car. You don't use much. Go to work, sit down. You know, it might as well live with no gravity because you just remove all your muscle anyway. So get to a gym or use bands at home, and I can go into different examples. Soup cans, whatever. You don't have to have a gym membership, but you've got to do things that are making your muscles work. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the mental training. The mental training is, you probably would argue this is the hardest one. Mm-hmm. Okay, you all agree with that? You see a psychologist, and I'll be the first to admit we don't provide. We could do better on that aspect here as providing that help. You see the psychologist for 15, 20 minutes, and you're out. Or you're approved. You're good.
I question.
I know. Right, I know. That's out of my control.
He's like,
I have had psychologists come and speak at groups. That's something I'll continue to do. So when you come to a group like this, it won't be as much me. It'll be more of a different. I mean, we don't want tons of speakers because we like when you guys talk. So we don't want you to come and just have to listen to somebody talk for an hour, unless anybody want to do. I mean, am I wrong about that? Would you prefer just to come and hear speakers the whole time? Like a mix of both, right?
Well, but I like hearing people that are on the same journey.
Yeah,
I agree.
So you combine the 2. You have a little bit of a talk. You have some around the room. Anyways, if you need to seek out help, you should never feel. I mean, we all need to see, technically, I think, an expert. No matter what you're going through, it's good to talk to somebody.
I agree.
I think some of us feel like there's a negative connotation of seeking help that way. I don't know, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it, especially if your insurance picks it up and you don't have to pay much. Talk to somebody about any issues you have related to why maybe you're sabotaging yourself. I've had patients who literally don't even realize that they don't want to lose the weight because they don't want the attention, or they don't want they just feel comfortable with their weight. I've had that, and that's beyond my scope. I can't counsel that. So that's where you seek help. That's just one example. Why are you eating that food at night? You're not hungry. You're not handling stress the way you want to handle it, so you're going towards food. There's a million reasons. Nobody's ever going to be perfect with the mental part, but you really need to sit down with yourself and go, okay, how am I doing? Am I doing things I don't even realize I'm doing? Again, everybody in this room is doing really well, but again, you always want to keep working at that part. That's a huge one. Very, very important one. Okay, so those are the 4 things. Does anybody in this room want to brag and say they've gotten all 4 mastered?
No.
The last one is
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's hard.
That one's hard. Okay. And yet, here you sit in front of me losing weight and doing fine. So it's not like you, again, I'm just looking for like, I hate using the word holy grail, such a cliche, but that's
It's a good one though.
yeah, it is good, but nobody's ever going to really get there. If you had these ranked from 1 to 10, maybe you're a 9 in nutrition, a 5 cardio, maybe you give yourself a score there and see where your score adds up, and you want to get to a 40, but you never will. Maybe a 35. Okay, so that's something I want you to think about. The genetic bell curve in the middle of the page. You've had these handouts for an hour now. Maybe you've read through it while we've been going around the room. This is something I just like to tell people because you tend to think like we're all the same, and we're not. The guy has a 6-pack, he doesn't have to work for it. That guy was born with that, technically. You work, maybe he did something, but that's genetics, and a lot of your weight issues are genetic that are beyond your control. So when a person weighs 350 pounds, they lose 150 by going to the gym 5 days a week. Yes, I'm blocking the entrance to the bathroom. Someone like Tim here, he worked out, he lost the weight, but what did happen? His weight just went right back up. Now, whereas somebody else doesn't do half the things he does, doesn't gain a pound. Because his body genetically wants to be that weight. And that's what you're all fighting when you come in for this surgery. We're tricking your body, and if you have a lap band, for instance, and you have the band removed, yeah, you're going to gain the weight back. It's not like you're just going to stay there. Nobody's ever been able to do that I know of. Now with the sleeve, the only way you gain your weight back is if you stretch out your sleeve over 5-10 years. But don't forget that you're always fighting weight gain for the rest of your life. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is.
I have a question. After the 5 to 10 year mark, no matter what surgery you've had, I actually had the Roux-en-Y 4 years ago. So does it naturally just stretch, even though I still measure all my food and all that other stuff?
It's a hard question. I can't answer that 100% because I don't think a surgeon could. But I would say that no. I think that as long as you keep those portions small, you're not going to stretch it out. I mean, I can't see how you could anyway. If you're always, if you eat, even with the sleeve, if you overeat once in a while, you shouldn't stretch it. It's when you do it every day.
Every day. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a friend, she's had it 9 years now, RNY, and she's doing great.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
I think it's just going to be a constant, not battle, but you just have to work on it every day.
Every day. Every single day, just like you do your job, your family.
Every day I have to think about what I'm putting in my mouth and make myself sometimes get up and go work out.
No, there's days that I don't make good choices, and let me tell you, my body told me it's awesome.
You can't neglect it.
Yeah.
You can't neglect your kids. You can't just one day not talk to your kids or take care of them or your spouse. You have to,
You can't neglect my spouse?
No. You can't. Sorry. You better not. So you got to feed it every single day. And this genetic bell curve shows you all the variables that will affect your weight loss on the bottom of the page. But it says here most people are genetically average. That's your 60%. The above average is your 20%, which I would put into the Hollywood, the actresses, the models, the 6-pack guys, all that stuff. That doesn't mean their brain is functioning, but their bodies are. Genetically below average, has a more difficult time shedding fat, has to work harder. So you could. Most people in this room are probably in the average to below average area because you're putting on weight, without eating 10,000 calories a day. Because I'm sure none of you were doing that before the surgery. Why is it important that you know this? It's not that important, but it's good that you understand that. Don't compare yourself to other people, and don't listen to the skinny minis who just say, "Oh, it's so easy, just eat a salad every day." And don't even get me started on ghrelin and hormone secretions and how studies have shown that those who happen to be heavier have a larger presence of ghrelin in their bodies, which is the hunger hormone, and somebody who doesn't. You know, it goes on and on. So, you know, just take that for what it is. The 10 major genetic variables that affect your weight loss. So these are called genetic variables because you really can't, you can't control them. You can't control
The length of my legs.
the length of your legs. You can't control your, you know, I mean, you can kind of control your muscle fibers, but you still are born with a predetermined amount of those. Joint size, digestive differences, food allergies, carbon tolerances, those types of things. I know these are silly things, kind of, and nothing you ever thought about, but these are different in everybody. It's what makes us different. And when you look at athletes, certain athletes from a certain country or a certain area, region of the world are more superior in certain things. You know, why? You know, it's not like there's a pattern developed there. So that goes to show you right there. So the factors that you control, I'm on the next page. If the next page for you is the right page, right about setting goals and training your mind. You control how much you eat, what you eat, when you eat, how long you exercise, how often, how hard, what type, your mental attitude, your overall lifestyle, who you socialize with, who you surround yourself with, are very positive people, and who you allow influencing you. I saw a patient today who lives with her Persian mother, and if anybody knows the culture, they brought food, and they're stuck there, just having some trouble, some financial issues. So, you know, all the mother does is that talk about food and ask her why she's eating that or why she shouldn't be eating that or whatever. You know, so she's kind of stuck there until she gets on her feet. But, you know, if you can get out of that situation, you want to do that because you don't need to be surrounding yourself with people, whether they're family or friends or even coworkers who bring you down or constantly make comments. It's not worth your time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I want you to, on your own, read the rest of this about setting goals, because it kind of ties into that, a little bit what I just talked about. And the setting your goals page kind of goes over some strategies that you can do. So read through that. It's 1:30, so I'm gonna stop there. Anybody have any comments or questions about that? Okay, cool. All right, let me give away some powder and get you out of here.
All right.
So usually what I do is I'll have somebody draw a name, or actually in this case a number. I have your numbers next to your sign-in sheet. Don't go anywhere, be right back.
Okay.
It feels so good.
It smells good.
It's so good.
I've never tried theirs. I have not used store-bought.
Yeah, whatever one is.
I've never tried theirs.
You know,
Well,
I like the
very close.
Yeah, I just.
We're very close.
here. I've never tried that. I bought
I like
It's a magical green.
And then I love these shaker cups.
Yes.
I have one of those.
I have like 15.
Where do I find
Sure. I can look at the park and then Grover's at 7.
Oh, you're fine.
That's not good.
It's one of
Okay.
it varies, I will let you know, because we kind of meet together and decide what's best. I can $20 an hour.
Well, the ones that we got.
I understand.
Who do you work for? Well, I retired from St. Joe's. I work for the now. Do you really?
And it has vitamins.
Because I got diabetes.
You work with that?
And I got started osteoporosis.
I have a hernia disc in my neck, and I work with that.
Okay. Because my granddaughter goes to gym and she doesn't go because she doesn't want to.
Oh, like Jim's, I like him.
But I'm afraid. I know that she had a training for a while, but I didn't think it was that great, and I don't want somebody
I'm
over.
actually working with somebody who is totally afraid that they don't even leave their home. Whatever. Agoraphobic. And he works out in her home, and when he first with her, he could barely get her out of a chair. She's walking around the house, and so he's really good.
So he works you hard, but he doesn't kill you.
No.
Okay.
No, he works you at your pace.
I know no pain, no gain, but I don't
No,
know.
there's never that kind of pain.
Okay.
I mean, first day, yes, I was sore because I haven't worked out in years. But now my stamina and my strength has improved.
Oh, I want to
plank for up to
I'm getting back on
Oh, okay. I had
So, when she was having health issues, he was stretching her the entire time. So even though there's been
normally what's
there's things that can't happen in my neck.
But I had no idea. I had no idea.
Right now, it burns 3 more.
And I almost feel it. So cool.
So I
You got the numbers? Here's our delicious protein powder.
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I use it every day.
I think I'm gonna make a
Sure.
Thank you.
Draw a good number.
Make sure you see them all in it. It's a big bag.
Okay.
I don't even know what my number
I'm not
is.
even looking.
chocolate, Rianne.
16.
Chris, what kind do you want? I have cookies and cream or without cream. Cookies and cream.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you want that back?
All right.
One more.
We'll do a couple more. I got some of those.
Okay. 18.
Allison.
Yay!
Oh yeah, there you go. Big one. Do you now? I have cookies and cream as well, but I have chocolate. I mean, it doesn't matter. Really.
I want to try the cookies and cream.
Okay.
Coffee.
You can make that frozen shake.
Cookies and cream it is. Pass that back. All right. So I have PB2. Does anybody like PB2? Do they know what it is?
No.
Buttered peanut butter.
Okay. I like giving stuff away. It's fun.
Yeah. More than one, they won't let go. 8.
Oh, look at you drawing your own number.
Oh, well.
Yay!
Chocolate? I have chocolate under my arm there. It's gross. Oh, regular.
We do chocolate or regular?
That's you. You want.
Oh, chocolate. Wow, no, he doesn't.
As if you have to ask.
He doesn't always pick the chocolate.
Just to irritate her, I don't pick chocolate.
Yeah. 15.
Oh, can I pass?
Julia.
I'll be nice and pass because I already won.
Aww.
And we have like a ton of those. Like,
You do? Okay. You don't
yeah,
need
we do.
it.
So I will let some. Yeah. I feel too bad. I'm so sorry.
3.
Kathy.
You really sorry.
Yay, Kathy.
There you go.
She saw you corner dry looking.
Sorry, I didn't give any. You just free, buddy.
We have a lot.
I thank you all. Go on with your day. Have a great day, and see us next month. We'll do one of you here or yeah, definitely. And picture if you stay around, I'll take yours.
Can we get it?
Thank you.
Well, we're gonna try. Well, actually, I'll take my kids. Okay. I have like black.
See you later. Since you're leaving.
For like 3 days. Show a quick photo. What is
I just knew I was so
I should have it.
Where do you want me?
Come over here. Let me stop my broadcast.